everybody, Taylor and Daruk. So after thinking about it a little bit, I realized that here on our actual channel, I haven't done something to say kind of, hey, this is who I am, this is where I come from. I have done a couple of interviews on YouTube. I did one with Brian Kusko, Triple B TV, Holly Russell and Paul on Holly's channel, and I also recently did one with Jeremy over at Warfels Morphs. So I'll link those in the description, and you can kind of watch those if you want to, but otherwise I figured it was about time I probably did one of my own for my own channel, in case people just find me or, don't find me through those three. So we're going to kick off some frequently asked questions. So I was probably in middle school, maybe elementary, when my family got our first snake. Actually, I lie. I've probably throughout my life had snakes. We had a garter snake when I was very, very young. I personally don't remember him, but I do remember that our family had him. There were a few different kinds of snakes that we had in my young years, but the first snake that I really remember from my childhood was a boa that was named Monty. And Monty was a rescue, and she was an absolute sweetheart. She really made me fall in love with snakes, mainly. And then I did, as a kid, have ball pythons of my own. Back then, they were just normals. There really wasn't a lot else out there without paying $20,000 for it, if not more. So I had a couple of normals, but it really hurt when we lost them. And we started to kind of talk about maybe we'll get some, maybe. And then probably spring of 2019, my dad surprised my mom with a pied ball python, and they do still have him, and I was able to use to kick off my passion for these guys again, and that kind of just snowballed. So back in 2020, we actually got this guy in January of 2020 from Brian over at BHB, and he started my love of this all over again. And I haven't looked back, and I don't see myself looking back anytime soon. So to answer the question, I was probably 25, I think, when I got him. But I've had him throughout most of my life. So I kind of answered this in the first one. My parents are really what got me into them from a younger age, and then I'm lucky enough that the husband was talked into getting this guy, and he helped spark a love. So we got our name because in the horse world, I started calling ourselves Red Moon Ranch, and when I started deciding that maybe I was going to try breeding snakes, the other name for ball python is Royal Python, so I was still able to stick with the RMR, and I just went with Red Moon Royals and ran with it. Right now I think I have 84. I know I've got I think 7 coming soon. 6 of them will be for sale, though. We're doing a joint thing with a friend. So I think they'll be coming here in the next week or two. So you'll be able to see them on Morph Market and out at our expos here soon. The goal right now is going to be, we all would love for this to be our full-time job, and not have to really report to anybody, but my goal is to be able to just go part-time where I currently work, and then have this kind of be its own part-time job, and have them at least support themselves and not me have to work to do it. But we'll see. Especially recently, I love seeing the reactions of some of these people as they get their first snakes, or as they get one that they've dreamed of getting for a while, even if it's just as simple as a bell. I mean, they're so beautiful, and I feel like they're hard to find around here. So to have people see them and be excited, and they keep messaging me with updates, I love that. That makes all of this worth it. I know that my most anticipated clutch for this year, if she goes, is going to be Snosberry and Guayo. However, I'm not telling you what their genetics are. If you know, you know. Outside of them, I think, honestly, probably it would come down to either our pinstripe microscale female to our banana enchi calico male. I'm really kind of hoping to get a micro scale version of the male, and maybe kind of have just a tiny scaleless project in the future. So that probably, outside of my secret project, is my most anticipated clutch, and they should be hatching here in about a month, so we'll see. Call me a simpleton, but honestly, my favorite morph is probably the banana. There's just something about the banana morph that I adore. And it's not just because of my buddy, but banana is probably my favorite. It goes good with almost everything out there, and I love seeing all these freckles come in as they get older. I love banana. Alright, sorry about that. New scene. Had to go take care of the animals at the farm, horses, all that good stuff. We'll get to that here in a few. But had to come shower, so we got a different look for this second half. So there's a lot of people that have inspired me throughout doing all this. I mean, the main driver, I think, was Brian Barczyk. Everyone says it, but being so close to him, we were able to get in close with them and be able to call them friends. He helped so many dreams of mine come true, and he was a wonderful mentor even during that time. That could probably be a whole video on its own. But there's also Kevin McCurley. He also taught me a lot, especially coming into genetics and such. And then Brian Kusko, he was another one that inspired me. And I feel like we don't hear enough about him, so giving him his shout out too. But they're the big names that really inspired me through this and continue to inspire. Other than that, my family. Yes, my family is very largely involved. And obviously my parents are in it. Warren is very supportive. He enjoys the snakes. He's just not as into dealing with the breeding. This is actually one of his girls that we got from Brian. We nicknamed her his princess. But Logan, she also loves the snakes. She loves doing the rodents. So I very much am blessed that she enjoys it the way that she does. And hopefully she'll continue to love it for years to come.
He likes pets.
Oh, now do that.
Yeah, because he looks so quiet like this guy. He looks so cool. I like this guy.
Alright, tell these guys what you like about the snakes.
So that I like about these things. There's the big one scary. I love how the scary guy like this.
How many snakes do you have?
We have a last snake.
Yeah.
Have a last snake. And I feed them too.
Who's this?
This, I don't know this guy's name yet.
Remember, it's Bebo.
I think this is people. We got a snake named Chase. Because no one knows that snake's name yet, but we just name it Chase. That's all. So about it, he just scared me last time I was here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he scares me sometimes.
Do you like the snakes?
I like the snakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you love them?
I love them too.
Do ya?
Now we know all the names.
Do ya?
Yeah, but I don't know Chase.
So needless to say, she likes the snakes. I'm very blessed, and I'm excited that she is excited for the snakes. She loves taking care of the rats. She takes care of the quail. So she's a trooper. I love it. So we have what we call the rat shed. The rat shed has Norwegian rats, mice, lots of fancy mice. We have dwarf rats, and then we have African soft furs. We also have button quail in there too, for some of the bigger snakes, and to be able to feed off to these guys if I truly wanted to. But we make enough that we can feed our collection, and then my parents can feed their collection, and then we have just a couple of people that we give excess to or sell to. So yeah, that's how we do it. We have a CO2 chamber, so that's how we handle that part of that. But we've probably got 20 rat colonies. I think I have 8 ASF colonies, and then we've probably got 30 mice colonies, so pretty good size. I do currently work full-time to support these guys. Hopefully someday they'll be able to support themselves, but until then, I'll be working full-time. Warren's working full-time. We're living the dream. So pets other than snakes. We have a lot. So we have cats, we have a dog. We also have horses, we've got mini cows, we've got ducks, chickens, peacocks, turkeys, just about everything you can really think of. Hence why we really don't have a lot of downtime, and me getting to making videos gets very difficult. I was holding her a second ago, but this is my favorite holdback so far this year. She was my one goal with that pairing, and I already hit her. It was a het-to-het. So I was very excited to hit her, and she was a female, so she became my keeper. This is little Hurricane Katrina. So she's my baby girl this year. I think in terms of advice that I would give, I have kind of one for each. So as a hobby, if you're going to keep them, I would probably say never be afraid to look into more ways of doing things. You might get one snake, you might get kind of the basics to how to take care of your ball python, and you might run with it. And I'm here to tell you, there are so many ways for us to get to the same point of success. So what works for some might not work for others, and those others have things that work for them. And so I love seeing what other people do. I think it's a great way to continue to grow our knowledge, even if we only plan to have 1 or 3 or 100. That's my biggest piece of advice, because you might find something that makes your life a little bit easier than what you're currently doing. I think for somebody getting into it to breed, I think that my biggest piece of advice is to breed for what you like. Don't follow where the money is. I mean, you can to a point, but if you're gonna breed what you like. Because at the end of the day, if something happens, you have that clutch. There might not be enough people out there even able to be in a spot to purchase them from you. So you might be stuck with them. I'm not saying that you're gonna be, but there's always a chance. You know, we never know where we're gonna be, especially these days with everyone living paycheck to paycheck, it seems. You know, you just don't know. And if you're gonna be stuck with them, they may as well be something that you enjoy opening that tub to. You don't want to open it and be like, you're So, unless you're like me and you like everything, so you have a little bit of everything. But that's kind of my biggest piece, is just breed for what you like. Don't get strong-armed into projects. Don't think that you have to shell out all that dough to get into this massive project that might end up being a flop. You know, if you're willing to risk it, more power to you. I haven't quite been in that spot yet to be able to make that leap, but that's my advice there. So that's what I got for today. I just figured it would be kind of fun to go through and run through the normal questions that most people seem to ask. I guess the only other thing I really forgot, but we're on our 3rd season now, and loving every minute of it. Even through the downs, we're thriving in the ups. You just gotta keep on the grind. So I am going to go get dinner because the child's hungry. So I'm gonna go get dinner, and we are gonna finish out the rest of our night. Thank you guys for joining. Take care.